Hello, it's Ruth from the Scruffy Art Studio shed. Thank you for all your viewings and comments. I've tried to mend the door because that kept banging. I put a brick behind it, then I couldn't get out, so it's got a bit of ribbon and a drawing pin, so hopefully it won't bang so much. One of the things that I forgot is you will need a pencil sharpener. It is annoying if you're trying to do your drawings and all you've got is a stubby blunt bit of pencil. So pencil sharpener, if you haven't got one, a sharp knife, but do make sure you've got sharp pencils. We will start. Hopefully you found yourself some paper. It's cold in here. Hopefully you will find yourself some paper. So first of all, I would like you to draw 6 squares, 5 centimeter squares, approximately 6. And they can be freehand, or if you prefer, you can do them with a ruler. It's entirely up to you. I'm not going to come and grumble at you. Then I'm going to give you a series of instructions, and then you will stop the video, and then we'll go through and you'll complete the sheet of 6 little squares. So the first one, using some of your, test out your different pens and pencils. The first one is, in one of the squares, I want you to do a series of straight lines in different directions, using different strengths as you use the pencil or the pen, so you get a variation in different depths of colour. So this is my one, that's just my one. And so if you turn the video off and do your first square is straight lines, different directions, whatever you want. So turn the video off, and then the next one I want you to do is swirls. So all sorts of swirly things in the next square. So yeah, turn the video off. So that was my swirls and that was my straight lines. And the next one I want you to do is circles, and that can be circles overlaid, circles within circles, big circles, little circles, whatever you want. So circles in the third square, and turn the video off. And so that's my circles, straight lines, the swirls. And the next one is waves. That can be waves in any direction. Turn your paper around, landscape or portrait, whatever you want to do. But waves in all sorts of different directions, whatever you think. You can't be wrong. Thank you. Turn the video off. So there are my waves next to the swirls. And the next one is right angles or corners. So different directions, different sizes, right angles or corners. So turn the video off. And finally, and this is a bit teachery, we're going to do triangles. And there is a famous Russian painter called Vasily Kandinsky who used triangles in a lot of his abstract paintings. So triangles are valid. You can do triangles. So triangles of all different shapes and sizes, overlapping, whatever you want. So turn the video off. Yep. So there are my squares with all the different things in. And from that, I want you to choose your 2 favourite ones. Yes? So choose your 2 favourite. If you wanted to do some more, you can do things like feathers with a very light pencil or pen touch. Balance is interesting, doing lines with trying to get lines that balance. Wandering, changing direction, big loops. Twisting, just a range of different things. If you want to explore and experiment some more, but choose 2 that you like from there. My 2 favourite ones, you can't be wrong, were circles and straight lines. So these are my 2 that I've decided to work up, and these are my 2 circles and straight lines. This is instant coffee mix here. Instant coffee mix if you haven't got any paints. This is blue eyeshadow mixed with water to make some sort of a tint. So even if you haven't got any paints or colouring pencils or anything, you can still attempt something. Just be a little bit more creative. So that's those 2. Of those, I want you to choose one. I like the circles. I don't particularly like these big circles, but I then decided to work up a separate one, a bigger one. So that's my big one. Whoops, whoopsie. So that's my big one that I've done, and that is painted. It's painted in. Could you use the coffee with all the negative shapes? So all the spaces between, which is encouraging you to look. Because look. I'm looking for negative shapes between different shapes. When you're doing drawings, it's very helpful. So it's encouraging you to look very carefully. So that's the final one. For the next thing that I want you to do is actually make yourself a viewfinder, because then you can use this when you're doing observational drawings to actually look at the verticals and horizontals. That's what artists are doing. They're not just being arty. When they do this, they're looking for the verticals and the horizontals and the angle and the relationship of shapes to each other. Having a viewfinder is very helpful. So make yourself a viewfinder out of an odd bit of cardboard. If while you're going around your house you come across a piece of plastic at a later date, this is going to be useful to have a piece of plastic. And if you have a photo frame, if one of your final drawings you're pleased with, do frame it. If somebody says, oh, that's really good, be proud at what you've achieved. And you should actually be thinking in terms of, you know, I can be an artist. There's a little bit of artist in everybody. So that's the task for today. We'll be looking at something a little bit different next time. I intend to work on this a little bit more. I've got some gold paint somewhere. I think I might add some gold paint to that. I might even scale it up, make a bigger one. If you're nervous about doing these things, you don't have to do it freehand. You can draw around things. There's no rules. You do what you like. Make yourself a template for triangles. If you've got a good wave that you think, I really like that wave, copy it onto a piece of card and repeat it. Use it as